24K by CBL. This is our new product initiated by CBL in our international markets, taking into consideration the countries such as Dubai in UAE. And this business proposal will be done based on our subject International Business Project. This business plan was identified, evaluated and finally concluded by our efficient team members Javon, Mandakini, Dinesha and myself. This international venture plan will be initiated by introducing our very own product, the 24 karat gold biscuit, where we will be including ingredients specially imported from Sri Lanka and also the 23 karat and 24 karat edible gold. This manufacture will be facilitated by building a small-scale factory in Dubai in order to facilitate the production more efficiently and effectively. In this factory, we will also be having a climate-controlled indoor farm where we will be having cows directly and exclusively imported from New Zealand to serve this purpose. In order to sell our 24 karat gold biscuits, we will be opening our exclusive store titled as 24K by CBL in Dubai Marina. In addition to the 24 karat biscuits that we will be launching, we will also be doing private label packaging where we will be importing Sri Lankan made biscuits in order to package it exclusively and sell it in 5-star and 7-star hotels in Dubai. This entire process and venture will be facilitated more efficiently and effectively by opening up a small operational office also in Dubai. Taking CBL, which is Ceylon Biscuits Limited, into consideration, it is currently known as our holding company. It was founded and initiated in year 1939, founded by Mr. Williams, taken over by Mr. Simon Wickramasinghe, and in current context, it is being managed by Mr. Minekar and Ramya Wickramasinghe, who are Mr. Simon's two sons. The entire purpose of this, the initiation of CBL, was to manufacture high-protein supplements for school children in order to increase the nutritional value in children and the standards of our country, Sri Lanka, in whole. So, CBL in current context is known as a fast-growing and one of the largest conglomerates in Sri Lanka and the market leader in the confectionery industry. It is also known as the largest growing industry in Sri Lanka as it caters to a high number of exports, especially in the European countries. It exports to around 45 countries in all 7 continents, and it consists of a large number of subsidiaries which are categorized into various food types which fall into the ranges such as chocolates, organic foods, biscuits, cereals, etc. Considering the vision and mission of CBL, the vision of CBL is to become the #1 biscuit, chocolate and confectionery brand in Asia with the principles of over 40 years of experience, quality, technology and innovation while developing a recognition in the local and international market. The mission at the same time is to gain the trust, loyalty of all stakeholders around the world and enriching their lives by giving the quality, high standard and innovative products whilst assuring the safety of both internal and external environmental factors. Considering the stakeholder analysis that we have identified, especially in the international venture in Dubai, UAE, some of the most important stakeholders that we have identified are the shareholders of CBL, the board of directors, managers at CBL and at our new operational office in Dubai, our employees, from which 30% are Sri Lankan and 70% are Dubai citizens, suppliers who are CBL suppliers, and also in addition Alpha Gold Dubai, who will be our main supplier for the edible 23 and 24 karat gold. In addition to that, they have the customers where we have focused the high-end customers, the community which categorizes the market in Dubai, governmental and other legal bodies, hotel chains which indicate the 5-star and 7-star hotels, Dubai Airlines where we have focused on Emirates and Etihad, banks, import regulatory and quality control bodies, and finally CBL as a whole. Considering our environmental analysis, we will be focusing on SWOT, pest and our scenario planning. So as it was previously mentioned, our product is 24 karat gold biscuits which will be launched in Dubai, UAE, and our main market segment is our high income and high class customers. So focusing on the strengths of at CBL, we would say that we maintain high quality and standardized products. We always adapt to best technologies and market strategies. We have a loyal customer base. We have international markets where we have a factory in Bangladesh and we have high scale exports. And in addition, we have many reward certificates and performance and based on our quality, which was ranked by ISO. Focusing on the weaknesses, most customers are unaware of the brand being a high-class centered product. And the second one would be that there's no local retail stores in Sri Lanka as yet, and hence we would always try to opportunize on that to make it an opportunity. So the opportunities would be that we have a strong customer base in countries, because CBL is currently exporting to many countries in the globe, and in current context, UAE customers are willing to invest a lot of money for innovation, quality and high-end products, which also where our product 24 karat gold biscuits also fall. Our threats would be that there are few competitors in the long term and who may want to implement the same idea of our product, and inaccuracy of the product producing raw materials, especially gold, because of the fluctuation rates that go up and down. And finally, there is no need of high advanced technology for manufacturing and the production process. So the second environmental analysis structure that we will be following is BEST, where we will be focusing on political, economical, social environment and also the technological perspectives based on our new venture. So if we consider the political side of it, knowing that the governing order in Dubai is very strict, we have to make sure and ensure that we have to stick by their rules and policies, otherwise we might have to face many risks and punishments in the long term. The second one is economical analysis, where Dubai is considered as one of the fastest growing economies, followed by China and India, who are also known as the target trading partners. So the third one is social environment, where it is influenced by religion, values and norms, as they are high class people and they love high class products. The fourth and final one is technology, where they are known for their technology and their IT firms, and they are very technologically advanced and inclined, and they expect all their products to be innovative and sophisticated in terms of their technology. Scenario planning is based on identifying their potential problems and finding solutions for them. So some of them would be the increase of material prices. This would be an impact, and in terms of, for example, if we take the price of the 24 karat gold biscuits, this will eventually bring up the price of the biscuits that we sell. The second one is disliking the taste, where customers will reject the product and hence cause drastically inclined losses for our firm. The third and final one is high investments faced by CBL UAE, especially in cases if the prices of the edible gold fluctuates. So we'll be focusing on the SMART approach, where we'll be conducting the analysis in order to follow the implementation of the international venture more efficiently and effectively. So the first one would be S, which is specific, and this is in order to increase the market share of the CBL UAE through our strategical plan, which was previously mentioned. M is measurable, where our market share is expected to increase by 10% in UAE, and it has been identified that the return will outweigh the investment within a period of 5 years. The third one is A, which is achievable in terms of CBL's capacity and financial position of the organization. Also, focusing on other factors such as their human resources, technology and suppliers. Fourth one is realistic, where we will be bringing in more revenue and brand recognition in terms of our new product, 24 karat gold biscuits. The fifth and final one is time-bound, where it will be conducted in a timely manner from the beginning and initiation of the entire international venture in Dubai.
In analyzing the firm, we have done a VRIO analysis in order to identify the unique resources of the organization. Talking about the valuable resources of the organization, CBL has been in operation for ages, and when moving into the UAE market, since CBL already has operations in the UAE, it adds value to the organization. Talking about the rare resources of the organization, CBL is an ISO accredited organization, and CBL sources their raw materials from 13,000 local farmers who provide the best quality raw materials for production. Hence, their production and the biscuits, they have the local essence. This adds value to the organization in creating a sustainable competitive advantage. An inimitable resource for CBL will be its vast history, as it was established in the year 1968. Also, the production of biscuits will have a unique recipe and also a secret ingredient which other organizations cannot copy. Since we are using edible gold in the production of the biscuits, we will be taking a patent where other organizations cannot use edible gold in their biscuits, so this will add value to the organization and create a competitive advantage. Therefore, according to the VIR factors, we can safely say that the organization exploits the market and therefore it adds value and creates a competitive advantage for the organization. In order to understand the firm further, we have carried out an analysis of the core competencies of the organization. So, what adds value to the organization are the food technicians and also the R&D team mainly, because they develop the recipes and the new products that are being put into the market. And then comes the top-of-the-line production facility that we will be establishing in Dubai. Also, the flagship retail store, which will be a first for CBL, which hosts the brand name in Dubai. Talking about the configuration of resources, CBL has tangible and intangible resources. The tangible resources are mainly the factory building, the land, premises, and also the office space and the machines and vehicles that we will have in the UAE market. Talking about the intangible resources, this will mainly be the patent. The value creation activities of the organization are meant to increase the efficiency and the effectiveness of the production and to create higher revenues and lower costs in the progress of the business. The entire value chain of the organization will be based on Porter's value chain, and the primary activities of the organization will be supported by the supporting activities in the progress of the business. Talking about the industry analysis, we have to identify the entire industry as a whole when considering where we stand as a business. Taking into consideration the life cycle of the business, since by introducing a new product to a new market, we stand as the introduction state of the business. A further analysis of the industry was carried out using Porter's 5 forces model in order to identify the industry attractiveness based on the competitors. As you can see, the 5 forces that are used are the threat of new entrants, bargaining power of suppliers, bargaining power of customers, rivalry, and the threat of substitutes. Considering the product and portfolio analysis, we are introducing a new product into the Dubai market. Now this leaves us at the introduction stage of the product. Since we also want a dominant presence in the market, that leaves us at the first quadrant, which is a slow growth startup. As you can see in the next slide, we are in the introduction stage and the users are going to be few for this product. And also the costs are going to be really high because there's going to be a lot of R&D cost. The competitors will be few, but in the future there might be more. The marketing objective will be the successful introduction of the product into the market. The product will be basic, but it will be a very unique product because it's a gold biscuit that we're introducing to the market. The prices are high because it's an exclusive product targeting a very high-end market segment. Talking about promotion, we plan on doing the promotions through social media and also through press, as we plan on creating a lot of hype about the product in the market. And the place is very selectively targeted and selected because we have selected the Dubai Marina where the target market mainly moves about, and we will have our very own exclusive shop where the gold biscuits will be sold. In the initial stages, the cash flow will be very limited, and also when you talk about profitability, in the initial couple of years we will have a net loss, but we plan to recover that throughout a period of 5 years. When talking about a risk, we are talking about a product that we are introducing to a new market for the very first time. So the risk is high, but also at the same time, the return is more. A further analysis was carried out using the BCG matrix. As you can see here in the slide, in the initial stages, the product will be ranked as a star product because the cash generation and also the cash usage will be much higher. But as the product matures, we believe that it will become a cash cow, which generates higher revenue and higher profits for the organization.
When talking about competitive analysis, we have 3 main competitors who are doing private labeling, named as Piserli Biscuits, Border Biscuits and Haram Biscuits. Analyzing all the data, we created a table for the key success factors, and we can see that CBL has a competitive advantage over the competitors, and we are also especially strong in product quality and research and development comparing with our competitors. Talking about generating the firm's strategy, we are discussing it under 3 categories: basis in the competitive advantage, strategic directions, and strategic methods. As generic strategies, we are focusing on differentiation focus, and strategic directions, we are focusing on diversification and strategic implementation, internal development. In this slide, we have given a chart regarding the basis in competitive advantage, which is differentiation focus. the competitive scope is narrow target, the competitive advantage is differentiate. This is why we are focusing on differentiation focus. Discussing furthermore, the market is niche and the population we are focusing is high income population who can really buy our product. Talking about strategic directions, we are focusing on diversification since you know the 24K by CBL is a new product and we are launching the product to a new marketplace. And the strategic implementation we are focusing is internal development, which we are not planning to acquire or merger with any other firm, and we try to strengthen our capability and our marketplace by not letting other rivalry firms to enter into the market. Since the product is on the introduction stage, the revenue can be low and the cost of sales can be high, but we plan to increase the revenue of the product within next 5 years and to become the leaders in the marketplace. A market plan in general is a marketing strategy guideline included in business plan in order to identify, analyze and achieve the overall strategy of the firm. Here, we are following up few criteria in order to build up a good marketing strategy. We are following up market and customer analysis, market segmentation, target market, marketing mix, and market positioning. Understanding the market and the target customer is really important in order to success in the marketplace. For that, we have to consider about the product and the service, the quality of the product, and who will buy the 24K Gold biscuit. And also the market segmentation, we are categorizing it under demographical, psychographical and the behavioral. Under demographical, we are concerned about the income and the social class, and under psychographic, we are concerned about the attitude, preferences and the lifestyles. Also, finally, under behavioral, we are concerning about the benefits which the customer can gain and which we can provide. Talking about market positioning is something to be concerned about. It relates and highlights the various approaches and various initiatives undertaken by a firm in order to differentiate the product when compared to other similar products in the market. The value proposition based initiatives undertaken by CBL UAE in order to ensure that the 24K Gold biscuits are being perceived differently and uniquely from the eyes of their customer. For that, we are trying to add additional value and customer benefits to the customer by offering them dinner package of 2 at a leading 4-star hotel. Since the product is new, the demand should be substantially large. Customers should be able to readily perceive in the difference. As you can see in the diagram, the quality and the price, the both criteria of the 24K Gold biscuit is high, so that we are trying to make our brand a high-end brand and make it a stronger brand within the next 5 years.
Moving on to the organization structure, the Ceylon Biscuits Limited of Sri Lanka has 9 subsidiaries. But however, CBL of UAE will operate as a separate business entity and will have its own organization structure. The organization structure will be headed by a CEO, and the CEO will have 6 sub-business units. The 6 sub-business units will be operated by 6 functional managers. And the 6 functional managers will have their required number of staff working under them. Going into the operational plan, HRM strategy, the CEO will be recruited and selected from Sri Lanka. But however, the rest of the staff required will be hired both from Sri Lanka as well as Dubai. And talking about the training and development will be mainly given to the sales and the production team. And the sales training will be given by expert in the sales industry of Dubai, whereas the production team's training will be given by the manufacturer himself in order to teach the employees how to operate the machinery. The firm's infrastructure will include a land, a building, office space, motor vehicle and machinery, furniture and equipment that is required by the management in order to carry out the day-to-day operations. So if you look at the forecasted financial statement and the balance sheet, you can clearly see what are the costs incurred by the management in order to acquire this infrastructure, as well as what is the carrying value of these fixed assets. Accounting principles. When you take a look at the forecasted income statement, it is clear that the company is generating higher profits even though they are in the introduction stage. This is because they are manufacturing and selling a high-end product to a niche market. The reason behind this is that the management has aligned their generic strategy, the difference focus, by creating and innovating a product that is non-existing in the market. And also by doing so, the CBL of UAE will be the market leader in the industry, as well as they will have a greater control on market as well as the pricing. Cost of sales. With the direction of CBL, which is a locally traditional business that is in the construction industry for a long period of time, and also with the encouragement of stakeholders, CBL UAE will determine to operate as a large-scale venture in Dubai by supporting the competitive advantage. The reason behind this is that the company can have economies of scale over small entities. By doing so, the company will be able to lower the cost while increasing the number of units sold. Net income. Since CBL UAE is a business venture in the introduction stage, they will be incurring a net loss in the first year. This is mainly because they are investing a lot of financial capital in the purchase of infrastructure. For example, in the purchase of land, building, motor vehicle, furniture and other equipments. But however, from year 2, they are showing a drastic increase in the net income. By year 3 and 4, they are showing a steadier growth rate in the net income. Working capital movement. If you take a look at the forecasted balance sheet, it is clear that the trade and other receivables as well as inventory has increased over the 5 years. But however, trade and other payables has increased in the first 2 years and has decreased from the 3rd year. This is mainly because the company does not have a financial position or a strong financial capability in order to finance its purchases as well as other expenses. Ratio analysis. According to ratio analysis conducted, it is clear that the gross profit margin and the net profit margin has gradually increased over the years. This means that the business is having a better profitability over its competitors, which is favorable to the business. The return on assets and return on equity has increased over the years, showing a greater return for the business holders entity for the total assets invested. Therefore, the company can certainly attract financiers to invest in the business and the banks to grant loans. Nevertheless, the current ratio of CBL UAE shows an unnecessary investment in current assets. The company will not have to face liquidity issues, although the setting is not recommended generally for any type of business. Debt-equity ratio of CBL UAE decreases over the years. This means that the debt of the organization as a percentage of equity is decreasing. This is a favorable situation for the management of the company, as well as the company gradually becomes powerful in generating and retaining its wealth than lending money from the other bodies. Earnings per share measures the average profit earned by the business per share. As shown in the table 5, the earnings per share gradually increases over the year, showing a better performance for the investor's point of view. Last but not least, we have done a risk analysis in order to identify the risk the management as well as the company will have to face as a whole when doing day-to-day operations. But also we have aligned for the risk that we have identified in order to identify the likelihood as well as the impact towards the business operations. So the first risk will be any change in taxes when doing import activities. For example, we import the raw materials or the ingredient that is necessary to do the production of this product from Sri Lanka. So any change in tax rates would be directly impacted to the cost of sales as well as the net income generated. So this risk would be very likely to happen as well as the impact would be moderate. So the second risk would be any change in government policies or the international market. So the risk of this happening would be likely, but the impact would be moderate. The third risk is the competitors trying to copy the product. So the management has already taken measures to eradicate this risk by signing a patent, but however, if the competitors try to copy the product, for example, countries such as China is very well known to copy products like of such innovation. So it is very likely that the competitors will copy the product, but the impact would be even more significant. The last risk we have identified is any difference in the business model that is being implemented by the CBL of UAE. So any change between the business model that we have identified as well as the business model that will suit for the Dubai business in geographical industry would be the likelihood of the risk would be possible and the impact would be minor. We have identified some of the strategies that we can implement in order to overcome the risk identified. For example, any change in tax rates when doing import activities can be eliminated by continuous risk assessment and exposure. And also, any change in government policies and international market, the risk can be eliminated by continuous exposure into the standards, policies and procedures that has been implemented by the governments and international market as a whole. The third risk of competitors trying to copy your product can be eliminated by doing insurance. For example, the management can insure the company for any loss of revenue. And the fourth risk would be differences in business model not suitable for Dubai. The risk management strategy that we recommend would be disaster recovery plan and continuous risk assessment. So even though we have identified risks and we have identified the strategies to overcome those as well, there is no point if we did not communicate these risks to the relevant parties.
So as we clearly understand from the points discussed in this presentation, if CBL really decides to go ahead with this project and implement this business in Dubai, we can understand that there's going to be a lot of new opportunities for CBL and also a lot of new revenue and high profits in international markets. And also, since CBL has the expertise and also they've been in the industry for a very long time, the traditional essence they bring to the business will definitely drive the business forward in international markets, especially in Dubai, with this new venture, the Gold Biscuits. So we can clearly understand that CBL will only move forward if they really decide to take up this venture and move ahead with it.